In the know, nonstop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
This is Minnesota. It's Minnesota when it's, 2 degrees outside and snowing and coming down and layering. For all you people that wanted a white Christmas, it's right here in Minnesota, all right? And it's not going to stop for like a week. So I'll just give you the early weather report right now and hope that everybody else is having a good time. All right, wherever you're at. Happy holidays.
Baldy, Purple Daily, Zolgad, Declan Goff, Mackey, stuck in Arizona with some travel problems. Okay, was that from like in the last few days, or when is that from?
Yeah, it must have been within the last week or so.
Why is Baldy here?
I don't know.
I didn't see him at the game on Sunday.
Me neither. I'm not sure why he wasn't
Winter
down,
Classic?
but no, I don't think so.
He loves the outdoors so much.
He loves hockey so much, but yeah. Looks like the guy was hanging out in Minnesota.
Baldy looks like a guy who belongs just between the snowflakes, my man. That's exactly it. All right, so it is a Purple Daily Write That Down Wednesday. So without further ado, Declan Goff, let's go.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
And we are getting late in the Write That Down season, both the traditional Write That Down on Mackie and Judd, and of course I believe this is our first year of Write That Down, the new Coke edition on Purple Daily. How Write That Down works, if you don't know by now, here's how it works. Each week we make 3 Vikings or football related predictions from everyone on the show and a guest, which in this case this week will be Alex. Each week, those predictions must be quantifiable. So in other words, you can't make some nebulous prediction that we all say, how are we going to track that? That's impossible. Justin Jefferson will be good. Okay, but tell me more. So it has to be quantifiable. That is what we call the Phil Mackey rule. Number 2, we keep track of, in this case, completion percentage and touchdowns. So instead of, as we do on traditional Write That Down, we do batting average and home runs. In this case, it is completion percentage and touchdowns. And then 3, listeners who want to participate, well, there's only one person, and it's not Phil and it's not Judd, who they have to go to. Declan Goff, how do you allow people or don't allow people on Write That Down?
Shoot me an email. You can go out to the Score North app, open the feedback tab, and select the option for a guest listener on Write That Down. We have openings starting in January. You could also slide into my DMs on Twitter asking for a spot. We're booked through the month of January for the most part, but we have openings in February. But if you want to get on the show, shoot me an email, slide in my DMs, and we'll go from there.
All right. Let's see how things are shaping up as we get late in the season for Purple Write That Down.
All right. For Zolgad, a rough week. A little bit of a rough week.
It's not a good week. It's not a great week.
A couple things off the board. You said Kirk Cousins will get hurt in the Rams game and miss at least one game afterwards. Well, he's probably going to play and not due to injury. Or
to be clear,
Packers.
That prediction goes back to, I think, May. I think I looked at the schedule in like May or June, Dex.
That's weird.
And so I just arbitrarily predicted. So that was not a prediction from last week. That was a spring or summertime prediction.
Got it. You all said Jameis Winston will lead the NFL in interceptions next season. No.
He got hurt. I never had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Got hurt.
You said Kyle Rudolph will catch a touchdown against the Vikings at some point this season. He's playing for the Giants, so that never even was possible.
I thought sure he'd sign with like the Bears or something to try and shove it up the Vikings. You know what?
But you did say Matthew Stafford will throw at least one INT against the Vikings. The dude threw 3 of them, but that does count. So good job, Judd.
Could have thrown 5 or 6.
Could have thrown 5 or 6. It was a brutal performance.
That's not a great week for me.
Not a great week.
I'm not real happy about that week.
Ooh, an even rougher week for old Macadac.
Oh, Macadac.
Start with the red. He said Kanenu Wangu will break a 30-yard play on offense against the Rams. He said Kirk Cousins will have at least 180 yards or two or more touchdowns in the first half against the Rams. No. Bonus, he said Russell Wilson will win NFL MVP. We can just take that off the board now. And that Phillip Rivers will sign as a broadcaster with Fox or CBS for the 2021 season.
That's an old 4.
That did
All
not
right.
happen. Rough week for Mackey. Let's see what the listeners did. A lot of red, but there's a little touchdown at the bottom we'll get to in just a second.
I didn't see it because of the graphic.
You said Michael said Thielen will not play versus the Rams, but will play versus the Packers and have 2 touchdowns. Sorry, Michael. He did play against the Rams, so this comes off the board. Rick said against the Rams, Justin Jefferson will go for over 100 yards and have at least 2 touchdowns and 8 targets. This was close. He had 1 touchdown, right?
8 targets, right? Or no,
10 targets.
10 targets, 8 catches, I think. Yeah.
And went over 100 yards.
But, oh, no, Rick.
Got robbed on the touchdown, man. It's a cruel game, my friend. Cole said the Vikings will win their next 3 games, Steelers, Bears, Rams, and lose the final 2 games while they lost to the Rams. So that is off. Read of the 4 teams from championship weekend, Packers, Bucks, Bills, and Chiefs. At least 2 of them will not win their divisions. So has this come off the board?
Packers are going to win their division. The Bills might not. I think the Chiefs are in first place, so they're probably going to win.
All of them are going to. I see what he's saying. Yes.
So yes.
So this comes off.
Yes, I think he is. I think he swung and missed.
Yep. Mike said Justin Jefferson will have fewer yards in 2021 than he did in 20. Already passed his season total from last year. Chase, though, loyal listener Chase, Justin Jefferson will have at least 1,450 yards receiving.
Yes!
Good job, loyal listener Chase. And then Reed with the touchdown here. At least 10 different Vikings will score a touchdown in 2021. That is a touchdown pass. 10 players have scored a touchdown. So good job, Reed. You do have a touchdown there for you.
Nice. Good job, Reed. Yeah, that was awesome.
Help out the listeners a little bit there.
All right.
All right, for me.
Okay, interesting week for
a mixed bag. Bag. I said the Vikings will remain in the 7th seed after Week 16's games. Sorry. That did not happen. This one got bid on.
Going off the rails. Okay.
The final score between the Vikings and Rams will be within 6 points or less. The final score is within 7.
You said it yourself. It's a cruel game, yeah.
I said the Vikings and Rams in Week 16 will be flexed from its noon start. This had potential to do so, but at the end of the day, it did not.
I think it was wrong. I think it was definitely considered.
Yep. I said Phillip Rivers will sign with ESPN as a football analyst in 2021.
Too many kids, too much money.
That's true. However, I did say Justin Jefferson will have more receiving yards than Cooper Kupp. They were going back and forth, but Justin Jefferson, I think just by like 8 or 10 yards gained Cooper Kupp on Sunday, so that does hit. And then I said Deshaun Watson will remain in the AFC in 2021.
Having no idea that he would remain with the same team because he was a guy that couldn't be traded because of all his off.
I don't remember that prediction, but I certainly will take it. All right, so our standings.
Yes, let's see it.
Standings have Judd Zolgad still on top and the completion percentage lead at 40.8. Yep. I am second with 37.6, with each of us having 7 touchdown throws. Listeners at 31%, but a league-leading 12 touchdowns, who are tied with Phil Mackey, who also have 12, but Mackey sitting at the bottom with 28.4 completion percentage. So
all Mackey's trying to do now is throw touchdown passes. The completion percentage. No question about it. Tough week, though.
Tough week.
All right, let's bring in listener Alex tackling Goff, and let's get this show on the road. Hello,
hey,
sir.
Guys. Hey, guys. How are you? I'm good.
We're good.
Can you hear me fine?
Can hear you perfectly. So
wonderful.
So we'll start with you, go to me. We then have Phil in Arizona recorded to get his prediction, and Declan, and then we'll come back around to you. So Alex, start us off. What is your first write that down prediction for Purple Daily?
All right, I'm going all Vikings Packers stuff this week.
All right.
First prediction, we're going to go KJ, JJ, and Thielen all score a touchdown this week against Packers. Doesn't matter if it's receiving or rushing, but all 3 of them will score a touchdown this week against Packers.
Okay. All right.
It's a home run.
Oh, definitely. All right. My first write that down prediction, and you're going to be shocked. I'm going to push a lot of these predictions well down the road.
Write this down.
Russell Wilson will be with the New Orleans Saints next season. Russell Wilson will be playing quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, Declan Goff, next season.
Okay. Interesting.
So I think that they need help there. They have to do something. I'm not convinced that he's going to leave Seattle, but I think if he does, the Saints are a perfect
they've been a
landing spot for a veteron quarterback with Sean Payton coaching.
They've been a mess with all their quarterbacks they've been running through. So
amen. Let's hear from Mr. Mackey.
Hey everybody, Purple Daily faithful. So old Macadax had a bit of a travel nightmare week here. Woke up on Tuesday morning around 1:30 a.m. hugging the toilet. Nasty bout of food poisoning. If you've been there, you've been there. It's about the third time in my life I've had food poisoning that's just knocked me on my ass. But I geared up all day Tuesday. Rest, recover, electrolytes. Because my Jordan flu game was going to be getting on that damn plane on Tuesday afternoon and going home. And I geared up, I rested, I recovered, and they canceled it. And they bumped it from Tuesday until Friday. Now, there are worse places in the world to be stranded during the last week of December than Scottsdale, Arizona. So I'm not complaining too much, although I still feel like garbage a day and a half later. But here we are. Hopefully we can avoid more food poisoning this week. So here's my first prediction. Let's make it official. Doug Peterson will be the next head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Write it down.
And for me, if you remember correctly, last week on traditional Mackie and Judd Write That Down, I said, I made Mackie take his headphones off.
Oh, yeah, you
that
did.
Mackie will make a Doug Peterson related prediction on traditional or Purple Daily. Write that down.
Did.
So that will actually count towards the Mackie and Judd. I believe I made that on the Mackie and Judd edition.
I don't remember.
Yes, I
but
did.
I remember
so
the
that will
prediction.
count. That will
All right.
count on the Mackie and Judd prediction.
Right.
So that will hit for me.
Bravo,
All right.
Declan Goff.
Head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. All right. So that's
What's your
Mackie's first prediction. My
What's your
first one. All right.
prediction? Yeah.
Here we go. I'll go for a touchdown toss here. I say the Vikings, and it's unfortunate, and I know a lot of fans in our YouTube comment section think I'm a closet bandwagon Packer fan, so this will not help my case against that. But I will say the Vikings will lose to the Packers, and Mike Zimmer will be fired before the Bears' regular season finale.
Okay, that's a massive touchdown pass. That's
I'm saying
that's a 90-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I'm saying they're going to lose to the Packers, and then Mike Zimmer will be fired basically before the regular season finale against the Bears. I'm sorry. I think it's over. Just start the process early. You can start interviewing coaches.
No way. No way. But anyway, it's a ballsy prediction. Alex, what's your next one?
So we're going. I'm going to copy you, Judd, or follow along with you. Aaron Rodgers will no longer be a Packer in 2022. Write that down. Aaron Rodgers will be a Las Vegas Raider in 2022.
Ooh.
Nice.
I hear all the Steelers stuff and the Broncos stuff, but I think he's going closer to home, and Raiders it is.
All right.
Okay.
My next, write it
down. You like writing things down.
Write that down. Prediction. The early steam that I am seeing and reading is that this is a bad quarterback class for the draft, that there's not a clear-cut quarterback, that there's no way a quarterback will go in the top few picks. And I believe it was the for 13 decks.
Okay.
So write this down. A quarterback will go within the first 10 picks of this upcoming draft. Like it always now in this climate, there's always going to be a guy that goes to the combine and does well, or somebody shows arm strength at their pro day, and some team can't help that themselves, and they either pull the trigger or they trade up. So despite all of the conjecture and speculation about when a quarterback might go and that might fall past the top 10 to 15, a quarterback will go within the first 10 picks of the NFL draft this spring.
Okay.
So you can write that down.
Put it on the board.
Phil Mackey.
Write this down.
Okay, prediction number 2 here. So I sense a missed opportunity for the Vikings. I think they already know that they want to move on from Mike Zimmer. I don't know what they're waiting for. I know that you don't want to do a guy wrong that's been a really good, solid employee and head coach for 8 years, but the NFL instituted this new rule where you can interview candidates provided that you have already notified your current head coach that he's gone for the last 2 weeks of the season. So like Doug Peterson's already interviewing with the Jaguars. You know, teams that get out in front of this have the best chance to potentially land the best candidates. So write this down. The Vikings will not fire Mike Zimmer between week 17 and 18. It's a 2-part parlay. They will not fire Mike Zimmer between week 17 and 18. And another team will hire a new coach, or at least it'll be reported that they're hiring a new coach before the Vikings fire Mike Zimmer. Write it down.
Okay.
So he combats your prediction completely.
Correct.
Okay.
But he adds to it a little bit by saying, yes, the Vikings will basically another team will hire a coach before the Vikings fire Mike Zimmer.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. All right. My second
Write
prediction.
this down.
I'll go a little positive here. I will say a Vikings player, because it happens, I think, almost every year when they go to Green Bay. A Vikings player will attempt the Lambeau leap on Sunday night in Green Bay. A Vikings player will attempt the Lambeau leap.
So might get pushed back.
Might get pushed back, but like we'll go towards. He'll attempt the Lambeau leap.
So if he fakes, that does not count then. So if he jogs towards the wall and he stops and doesn't do,
he has to leave his feet. How about that? He has to leave his feet.
Okay, yeah. So
he might get pushed out. Okay.
Right. But if he tries to psych the fans out, that doesn't count. He's got to actually propel himself towards the stands.
Or he has to leave his feet.
Leave his feet. All right.
Leave his feet.
Alex, your third and final prediction for write that down.
Sticking with Vikings Packers, Anthony Barr will record at least one sack, and Chris Collinsworth will make mention of the 2017 collarbone injury sustained to Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, I think if that all comes to fruition, Declan, I think that's a touchdown pass.
I agree. It's very specific, Alex. So I think
I
that's
hope they talk about John Madden the entire time, but
amen to that, and they probably will.
Yeah, but I'm sure Chris Collinsworth, everyone's the best at what they do.
It's unbelievable.
He'll make mention of Anthony Barr going after Aaron Rodgers if he does record a sack, even maybe on a pressure, but we'll go sack for the write that down.
What happened to Chris? He used to be so good and like critical, and I mean he's always praised guys, but he used to be more critical. Every game now feels like a smooch fest.
Every Sunday Night Football is whoever's playing it, they are the best at their positions.
It's like he's politicking to get a job in the league, but he's not. Like Gruden did that. It drove me crazy. But I knew he was trying at that time to get back into coaching. Like with Collinsworth, I'm like, dude, you used to be so good. Take the gloves off. Anyway. All right, sirs. Since, as Phil says, you've got this huge platform, Alex, is there anyone that you would like to thank or criticize while you're here?
Like everyone, mom, dad, and wife. Putting up with me watching the Vikings every week, but
all great people.
We're gonna go my dynasty league that I've been in for 9+ years now, and just focusing off season, draft, regular season. I just love football, love the Vikings. Hopefully, we can get it turned around someday.
Awesome stuff, man. Thank you.
You guys take care.
Alex.
Thanks.
Take care.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Awesome predictions.
I like that last one. The Barr one, because I could see, okay, so Barr getting a sack might actually be the most difficult part of that to happen. Not that he can't, but he doesn't consistently rush.
Right.
But I think he's right. I think if he gets that sack, that Collinsworth will give that snide Collinsworth laugh. And you remember what happened now last time at US Bank Stadium when he got hurt. So anyway.
Forgot it. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
All right, my final prediction. In fact, you know what? I'm going to stop myself right there because my final prediction presented by my friends especially, but all of our friends at Surly Brewing, Surly Furious, the best IPA around. This year has been a long one if you're
Yes.
a fan of the purple, and I get that, okay? But you know what makes a season like this more tolerable, Declan Goff? Surly Furious does. Surly Furious, aptly named, but the funny thing is, it actually calms you down and makes you happier. Surly Furious, give it a try. And the best thing too is if you're going to the Vikings season finale at US Bank Stadium against the Bears, Surly Furious sold throughout the stadium too. So, and of course, if you buy a can, or heck, if you buy one at the game, do you know what I like people to do, Declan Goff?
Show us your cans.
That's exactly right. At Jay Zolgad, JZULGAD on Twitter, send me a photo of your can of Surly Brewing, Surly Furious in particular, and I am certain to respond.
I had two Surly taps
Write this down.
last night watching the Gopher football game.
Did you really? Where?
At the St. Paul Tap.
Really? Good for you. Very nice.
Yep, the St. Paul Tap. Watched the first half, a couple Surly Furiouses.
Oh, good beer. That's a good
Gotta love it.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Chad.
All right, my final write that down, which is a timely one, considering the sad death, not tragic, sad death of John Madden at the age of 85. NFL coaches across the league, Declan Goff, will have some type of commemorative either patch or nod to, but across the league will have a nod to Madden during the course of all of this weekend's games. So I don't know if it's going to be a pin. I don't know if it's going to be how they dress. I don't know if it's going to be some type of patch that they put on their what look to be pretty much a standard hat now.
Right.
Something like that. But there will be something that coaches will do en masse, so not just one.
Mm-hmm.
Something that coaches do, Declan Goff, to commemorate John Madden.
Okay.
So it's going to be a league-wide thing.
And NFL coaches, you're saying?
Coaches, yes. Okay. The league will certainly do something, but I think coaches will too, just because a lot of these guys still, like Mike, remember John Madden as a great coach, Belichick as well, guys like that. So there will be something league-wide to commemorate John Madden's passing.
All right, let's go to Phil Mackey for his third and final prediction here.
All right, and prediction number 3 here, write this down. So here's the premise. I think the Packers are going to put the Vikings out of their misery this weekend. I really do. It just feels like the end again for the Vikings here. So write this down. I think the Packers are like 6.5-ish point favorites in this game. The Packers will beat the Vikings by at least 13 points. 13 points or more deficit. Packers victory, putting the Vikings out of their misery, and launching the Vikings into whatever the next era looks like. GM coach? Oh, I guess we'll see.
Wow.
Touchdown?
13 points.
It's 6.5, so it's double the spread. It's on the road.
It's borderline, in my opinion.
Okay.
The Vikings aren't that good. But 13 points is a pretty decent spread.
If he said 10, I would say no. But the fact
if your
said
inclination
13,
if your inclination is it should be a touchdown, I'd probably go with that. Like I'm fine with it. I just think it's close, but
okay.
I could see that.
Okay.
It's not part of a parlay, so it's
all right, I'll go with this one. My third and final, write that down.
Write this down.
Prediction. I'll say Justin Jefferson will go for over 100 yards receiving and catch at least one touchdown against the Packers on Sunday night in Lambeau Field. So over 100 and a touchdown or JJ against the Packers.
all right.
Write this down.
Very nice. Very, very good. I believe, Declan Goff, if I'm transitioning this right, it's time for our, this is tough to do, silver linings, correct?
Purple positivity.
Purple positivity. All right. Purple.
Very similar, though.
Yes. And it's very hard at this point in time to do. And want to tell you that Purple Positivity is brought to you, yes, there's a sponsor, by Lewis Black's Off the Rails Tour, which is coming to Mystic Lake on Saturday, February 12th. That's February 12th. Get ready for a hilarious night with the legendary comedian Lewis Black. Tickets on sale now at the Mystic Lake box office or online, mysticlake.com. That's Saturday, February 12th, comedian Lewis Black, MysticLake.com. Tickets are going fast. Okay, I've done my best here. I'm going to give you the positivity that I came up with this just because I think it's so much damn fun, Declan Duff. All right. Kyle Sloter is back.
Oh,
Number one, I never thought Kyle Sloter would come back. Not in a million years. I thought the Vikings were done with Kyle. How many arguments? Like, Kyle Sloter divided families like politics and COVID. This guy basically was really good, no denying that, in preseason games. Supposedly, from those who watched him in practice, he ordinarily stunk, okay? But I have never seen the gravitational pull both ways about a quarterback who never plays. Like, he doesn't play in important games. He didn't play. It's not like he stepped into a Packers game, right? And like, oh my God, he let him back. This guy deserves a chance. So Kyle Sloter, once he left the Vikings, I thought he ain't ever coming back. But because of COVID, and right now, Kellen Mond is the backup. Kirk Cousins is obviously the starter. Sean Mannion remains on the COVID-19 list. And as of right now, he is still there. He was placed on that Sunday morning before the Vikings-Rams game. And so Sloter, I guess, is the third QB if Mannion can't come back. And I think he also is signed because there is some fear that Cousins could test positive. And if he does, that means Mond has to start. But if Sean can't come back, who backs him up? So anyway, long story short, though, I already saw, and I think it was Sirius Dex on Twitter yesterday, people starting to take sides again about, well, if Kyle was re-signed, give him a chance now. You should give him a chance. So my purple positivity is that for the sake of talkers and what people like us do, Kyle Sloter is the gift that keeps on giving. He's back. And I think there are some fans out there saying he should get his long-awaited Kyle Sloter regular season chance.
Well, the way I've looked at it is with him signing to the active roster, I kind of interpreted it that they might have him back up Kirk. I think they literally don't trust Kellen Mond, dude.
Okay, well, that's another story, and you might be right. I mean, they're both on the roster.
Yeah.
So like now, so Sloter takes Mannion's place because he's off the 53-man on the reserve COVID list. You might be right. I didn't interpret it like that, but who knows? Who knows? But I mean, Kyle Sloter's name, just his name, Dex, is a pain in the ass for this team because it sets people off both ways. If you're right, and they basically think, oh my God, Kellen Mond can't play, we would rather play a guy who has been gone for what now, 2 years? That's a scary thought. Like that's a conversation right there. If they think that Kellen Mond is so ill-equipped to, and look, he might fail. I don't know, but think about this for just a second. If you think a guy that so far, according to reports from credible people, has only been good late in preseason games and even stunk in practice, then the Kellen Mond thing goes to a place of what the hell is going on with Kellen Mond? How bad is Kellen Mond?
Yeah, so my purple positivity is, and I hope this doesn't come off as backhanded, but basically the reckless quarterback speculation has already started. I know Malik Willis was projected to go to the Vikings from our friend Eric Eager at Pro Football Focus in his first mock draft of the season, because we're already approaching mock draft season, baby. And there's still a need for quarterbacks on this team. If Kirk Cousins is not the guy going forward in 2022, there's still need to draft a quarterback, and you may as well take as many shots as you can trying to find the right quarterback. So my purple positivity is there's still plenty of options at the disposal. Will that person in 2022 be as good as Kirk Cousins? The answer is probably no. The answer is probably no. He's not as gifted and not as good and as established as a quarterback that is Kirk Cousins. It's probably not on the roster if you replaced him next season. Probably isn't. But can the team be better for it? That's what we have to figure out. Also, by the way, As we're recording this just came down. A little bit of semi-breaking news for the Vikings. Adam Thielen did undergo season-ending surgery on his ankle yesterday. Chad Graff of The Athletic has reported that. I know Doogie mentioned that he was exploring that option.
Yeah.
But Chad now also confirming from The Athletic, Chad Graff, that Adam Thielen underwent season-ending surgery on his ankle yesterday, so he is done for the season.
Alex's prediction already wrong.
Oh, it is.
He predicted Thielen, KJ Osborne, and Jefferson would catch touchdown passes against the
Oof.
Packers.
Oof.
Buzz him. There's no oof. This is a tough game.
Yeah.
It's a heartless game.
Oof.
Oh, that hurts.
Sorry, man. I don't know. I buzz our listeners when that happens. I don't feel bad for you or Phil or myself, but I do feel. Well, I do feel bad for myself because it shows about
You always
me.
feel bad for yourself. You're always lamenting which ones it screwed you and which ones didn't. The intriguing thing here, and this is probably an episode within itself. The intriguing thing is how many different scenarios right now, because we don't know, for sure if Mike is going to be fired. We think he is, but we don't know for sure. How many different potential quarterback scenarios exist? Do you keep Kirk on that contract? Do you extend Kirk to get the cap hit for 2022 down, Declan? Do you fire Zimmer and try and draft a quarterback? Do you fire Mike, get a new coach here, and sign a veteran and trade Kirk? You've got so many potential scenarios here. Can Mond even play? We know nothing. I will go back to this other than the lip service that's been provided. I saw a quote from Mike that Kellen is developing, or I don't know, some BS. We don't know a thing about this. We don't have any clue. No one has seen him practice. The reporters have not. We have not seen him play since the exhibition games. There are and if you do go with a new coach, if Mike is fired too, do you have the patience to draft a quarterback or try and draft one or take Mond and develop that guy? Or is your patience no, we've still got a team that can win now. We'll trade Kirk, but then go and try and sign a guy short term. There are just so many different variables based on what the owners, the potential new executives and coach, or the current regime thinks. And we don't know. So the next 2 weeks to me are going to be extremely intriguing. I personally think the Wilfs, if they have not made up their minds on the coach and GM at this point, I'm disappointed. You don't need to see a lot more. And I don't care if you back into a playoff spot. You don't need to see that.
No.
And oh my God, we backed into a playoff spot and accidentally won a playoff game. I don't care. You still fire people.
Right. Yeah, it's too bad because we were all really hyped up over Kellen Mond. And look, it's not
but
that
he might be good. We don't know.
And he might be good. We don't know. But you should take as many chances as you can. Stella is a big Kellen Mond fan, and she's really upset.
She's upset. She's looking outside right now. She's scouting the neighbors. Some poor guy, she melted down during Unchained because the poor guy across the street had the audacity to shovel a sidewalk.
Oh, boy.
It's what are you guarding against? And here's the problem, too. If that guy had come to our door, knocked, and I let him in, and he had petted her on the head twice, Stella would have been oh, this is great. This is fantastic. What are you protecting me from, Stella? What are you protecting me from? She's a small dog. She is, in fact, I'll give you exactly who she is. She's Garrett Bradbury. She's a zone blocking dog. She's not big enough. She scares nobody, and she's all attitude. And then when it gets to be time to really block, right? To really get in the way, Stella fails me. I still love her, but she fails me. Hey, before we go, Declan Goff.
Yes, sir.
You are going to the Winter Classic on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be frigid. It's supposed to be, I think, low temperature-wise, 15 below. Tell me one piece of clothing that you are going to wear that is going to keep you comfortable and warm as you watch the Blues and Wild play hockey outdoors?
Oh, I'm not just going to have one pair of the best underwear on the planet. I'll have two pair. I'll have two pairs of my Chill Boys on. I'm going to have the regular bamboo underneath, and then I'm going to take the long johns, because they now have the long johns at Chill Boys, and I'm bringing them also over. I'm going to be double wrapped, okay, in my Chill Boys, making sure the most comfortable part and the most vulnerable part during the cold is at least protected. The most integral part of your body is nice and warm and snug, as Randy likes to say, thanks to our friends at Chill Boys, the most comfortable underwear on the planet. Keeping me warm at the Winter Classic.
Chillboys.com.
Chillboys.com. Go check
them out. You will
not
be sorry. And I can tell you that right now.
It is.
Will not be sorry if you check
it. Is life-changing underwear. It really is.
That sounds crazy.
But it's true.
And I wore them and I'm like, oh my God, the comfort I get from these.
You know, some of our listeners like to have fun with us with all the ad reads we do. And, you know, do you really feel this way? Yes, we do with all of our ads, and especially Chill Boys. It is life-changing type of underwear, man.
Listen to what the man says. He's exactly right.
Okay.
All right. We're done for today. We don't know if Phil's back. We don't think he's back tomorrow. We don't know. He seriously is stuck. Now, to be clear, I don't feel bad for him one bit.
No.
He's stuck in Arizona, okay?
Right.
So like he ain't out in the cold. He's warm right now and probably in shorts, and we're freezing. That being said, it's TBD when Phil comes back. Dex, tell people how they can find us, reach out, and we'll wrap things up.
Yeah, you can, if you want to get on a future episode of Write That Down, shoot me an email from the Score North app. If you like this content and you're consuming it and you're finding us for the first time, hit the subscribe button right here. This is daily Minnesota Vikings entertainment on this YouTube channel. Yes, we also exist on Apple, Spotify, and the Score North app, which is a central hub for everything we do, including Zolgad's Roundup, who had a juicy piece of Viking speculation in there. Go check that out. But yes, this is Purple Daily. I'm out the rest of the week. I'm back on Ventline on Sunday, but I'm gone. I have the next 2 days off. I am preparing myself in my Chill Boys environment. And what's that?
Who's gonna run things tomorrow?
I legitimately do not know. On air production meeting. Kellen, you need a Kyle Sloter. Who are you gonna sign off the street? Man on the street. I don't know.
Bring back our guy. AJ?
Roscoe? About to say, are you losing names?
I believe he's out too. No.
Roscoe is out. I am out.
Oh, Roscoe's out as well.
Roscoe's out. I'm out.
AJ
Phil is stuck in a hotel. Phil is in, AJ is in protocols with teams trying to figure out if he can, capologist figure out how he makes all this salary work for him.
Tune in tomorrow to find out who the hell's on this show. I think I will be, but I can't run it. We'll talk to you later.